Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Maureen, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my sewing goals for 2026. I have my notebook with my notes and I'm ready to tell you everything. Okay, so first can we talk about how this is like the second time I have filmed this video and I'm not happy about it, but I've kind of moved on. So, okay, this is important to know because this totally changed how I felt about sewing in 2026. So just stay with me. I had like two false starts in 2026. I said, you know what, January 1st, I have the day off. I am going to sew up this dress all day. Y'all, I sewed up the dress. It was a Jiffy pattern, 3 pattern pieces, some lining, some interfacing, whatever. I get done with the dress. The zipper pull breaks in half. I literally just wanted to crumble. I didn't cry, but I definitely just kind of was like, I'm done. I'm done. 2026 is cooked before it even gets started, right? Then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to pivot. It's going to be fine. Whatever. Forget the dress. And I record my video talking about my 2026 sewing recap. I recorded it, and then like a few days later I was like, let me edit it. Y'all, my SD card was corrupted, so I lost my video. And at that point, that was really just the tipping point. I was like, this is not my year already. Like, we are 5 days in. This is just not my year. So I sat with those feelings for like a few hours, and then I went and like ran errands and like got over it. But I really think that these two events led me to recalibrate my 2026 sewing plans and led me to this point that I'm at right now, which is that in 2026, I want to slow down a little bit, but also share my progress and not always just the perfection side. And I think you guys might appreciate this because I know day in and day out, I see the comments on my videos about like, this is so perfect, or like, do you ever make a mistake? And the answer is yes. Yes, I have colossal failures as much as I have really great successes. But I think this year, and I'm not wishing bad on myself, but I think this year I am prepared to share more failures, more progress, more of the day in and day out of what sewing could really look like with my current life and my current schedule, than just being like, I sewed this up and look how pretty. This year I want to do more storytelling with my sewing. Also, let's recap 2025, because I told y'all in 2025 I wanted to slow down and make like meatier projects, like projects that had more meat and potatoes and more steps and things like that. Y'all, I did that in 2025. I came out with some great projects, but I think that also led to the great crash out at the end of 2025 with my sojo, because what I realized with 2025 was that I had all these really heavy projects, linings and like multiple pieces and multiple steps, and I did not hold space a lot of times for the smaller projects, the quicker projects, the easier projects that are a bridge to get to heavier, more advanced projects. And so I almost had an overcorrection in 2025 where I did a lot of heavy lifting with the sewing. And now in 2026, and I'm feeling it because remember, at the end of 2025, I lost my sojo. Beginning of 2026, I have these false starts. It's starting to make me realize, yeah, you need the easy projects in between the bigger and badder projects. And I know I keep talking about 2025, so y'all let me know if you want a 2025 sewing recap video with all of my makes. This is something that I do every year, and this year I did not do it. But if it's something that you want to see from me, let me know and I'll try and get it done. So what are my actual goals? I would say that one of my actual goals is to use all of my pretty fabric, all of it. I don't know if last year and the year prior to that, like, was I allergic to color? Like, I have a lot of dark pieces. And so I'm just like, you gotta like lighten up, babe. Just lighten it up. So I am really interested in using more colors and more prints and just more things that make me happy with sewing. More whimsy, not too much, but more whimsy for sure. So this one, I'm saying I'm gonna do this, but I don't know if I'm actually gonna do this. But the the side of me that believes in the best in me really wants to sew up my UFOs. I've got quite a few. I've got my Queen Charlotte outfit. I've got some others. Now I have the zipper pull that's broken in half. That's a UFO because I do want to change the zipper out at some point. I do want to sew up my UFOs. I have the best intentions for that. Will I actually do that in 2026? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know. I don't know. So I have written in my notes, we're returning back to fast sewing. Kinda. It literally says kinda. So like I said earlier, I had an overcorrection in 2025 where I was sewing a lot of projects that had a lot of steps, a lot of pieces and things like that. And I think that is what caused my burnout. And so I want to get back to not necessarily fast sewing, but projects that I know I can execute a little bit faster, because I missed that part of sewing. And also in that lane, I'm still slowing down a little bit because in my current life, right? I did go back to work, I am juggling multiple jobs, and I am multiple things to multiple people and animals, right? And so at this juncture, because I'm not home as much anymore, it's hard for me to sit for hours and hours on end and sew up a garment. And so because I have those days less and less now, I actually took a page from my girl Brittany Jones's book and I started sewing in 30. And I literally am following her playbook with setting my timer, getting steps done in 30 minutes, and it is so satisfying. Like, you guys, I didn't think it would be that satisfying. I had done it here and there in previous years, but never as consistently as I've done now. And y'all, it's a game changer. So if you aren't familiar with sewing in 30, check out Brittany J. Jones. I think she has like an entire course about it now, but definitely check that out because she's been talking about it for years at this point. This is how she gets all of her projects done. And I finally really started to adopt it as a routine in like the first couple of weeks of 2026. And it is totally changing my output. It is not only changing my output, but it is changing how I view sewing and how I approach sewing. So I want to say thank you to Brittany, and I want to say to y'all, make sure you check her out and make sure that you at least try it just once and see how you feel about it. Because it's a game changer, especially if you're busy, you've got responsibilities, you've got a family, all those things. 30 minutes a day sewing, you'd be surprised what you can get done. Last sewing goal of 2026, and that is to branch outside of McCall's. When I was taking inventory of like all the things that I've sewn, not just last year, but also like previous years, I was like, wow, I sew a lot of McCall's patterns. And so I want to branch out just a smidge, try more simplicity patterns, try more Vogue patterns, try more Butterick patterns, and just see where I land. Because the times that I have tried Butterick, I like them. The times I've done simplicity, it's fine. The times I have done a Vogue pattern here and there, great. So I'm like, why am I like so attached to McCall's? But either way, everyone has their preference as far as like what brand of Big Five that they love. I think I do lean towards McCall's a lot, but I want to see what else is out there within those brands for sure. Okay, so let me show you what I have been working on, okay? because I've been working on some things. Okay. So behind me where y'all see my my drink cup, that is a mystery project. Can't talk about it yet. But I am finally working on these pants. This is Nomi pattern 2110. And I've been talking about these pants for a while. And I was doing sewing in 30 with them. And I've added my piping to the side. And this is the back pocket here that I've already sewn in. But y'all, can you believe that I almost bought leopard pants online? And then I was like, hold on. I have a whole piece of fabric and a whole pattern that I wanted to make leopard pants out of. And then all three of these patterns are kind of things that are definitely on my list to make in January. So this is 9688. Hint, hint, this does tie into branching outside of my McCalls. And this is also a UFO pattern. I cut this pattern out like last February, the blazer to be exact. And this really beautiful heather gray charcoal. She's still in the bin behind that clothing rack, waiting to be sewed up. And I got to do this fast because once February comes, it might be like 60 degrees out here. So yeah. Vogue 1968. I have some really gorgeous printed leopard fabric that I want to do this view in because it's got the really pretty long sleeves. It's off the shoulder. I just love this dress. It is absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, I really want to make this. And then this is another outerwear piece. This is McCall's 8560. I realize this may take me a minute to make, but I do want to make this and I think it'll be pretty. And I've been looking up some things on Pinterest, like some Cezanne inspo and stuff like that. And I think this could be a fun project for sure. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Now, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like and share button and also comment below. And once again, if you want to see a 2025 sewing recap from me, just let me know down below. All right, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.